I've got Representative Cervantes, who's flagged me down.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate Representative Bandy, and I've had a chance to talk about this bill somewhat both in the earlier committee and today. Just to start, I saw a number of people got up to speak in support of legislation and saying that they're here to protect farmers. And of the people that all got up to say they're here protecting farmers, could I just see a show of hands, how many of you are farmers? Yeah, you know, it reminds me of the old, you know, I'm here from the government, I'm here to help you kind of thing. Most of you know we're about a 4th or 5th generation farming family, and so have a lot of interest and experience with this. I've talked to Representative Bandy, members of the committee, because what he's trying to do is, I think by your bill fundamentally is immunize farmers from an accidental possession of genetically modified seed. Does that pretty well summarize it?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And I think that's a good thing. You know, nobody should be liable for something they didn't intend, but as I've told you before, I don't think you can be liable. In other words, I think we're creating an immunity for something that you can't be liable for. There's a lot of things I can't be liable for, and so I don't need to be immunized for them because I'm just not liable for them. And I had asked the question before, but I know I kind of caught you maybe off guard in ag, and I'm wondering whether either one of you had a chance to maybe do some follow-up. I had asked the question in ag, are you aware of any lawsuits at all in the United States where anyone has ever been sued for liability for possession, accidental possession or unintentional possession of genetically modified seed in the United States? That's any kind of successful lawsuit?
Sorry.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I tried looking and trying to
Oh.
find a case if I couldn't find
You
it.
mean,
Has anybody ever been successfully sued for the liability that you're trying to immunize them
yes,
for?
yes.
Could you tell me anything about that?
Troy Roush is an excellent example.
I'm sorry?
Troy Roush, an Indiana farmer. He's a 6th generation Indiana farmer, and he was doing soybeans. Indiana does a lot of soybeans there. And he was being harassed by Monsanto. This is actually testimony that was given before the Technology Council, Washington, D.C. in September last year. He was being harassed by Monsanto because they were saying that he had stolen some of their seeds, soybean seeds. So then he engaged in and started growing some GE seeds, soybeans, and then some of his conventional, because they save their seeds every year. So after a couple of years, the GE seed just wasn't producing as much as his conventional seed, so he decided he was not going to do any more of the GE seed. So then Monsanto sued him, saying that he had stolen some of the GE seeds, even though, you know, that was probably through cross-pollination. So he did, he fought them for years. And what happened was it ended up being an out-of-court settlement, which is what happens with a lot of these lawsuits, is they settle out of court. And so the reason we know about this individual, Troy Roush, is that he was in a film called Food, Inc.
So who's what?
He was in a film called Food, Inc. And so last year in December, the Calvin Growers Association, they were having a conference that Monsanto was sponsoring, and
Ma'am?
Take your time.
so I met with Monsanto with the same person that Representative Bandy met with this year. And so we were discussing all these different things, and so then I happened to bring up Troy Roush, and he said, that person, he goes, he shouldn't be on doing films, and he's up there talking about all the things he's doing. And I said, so if he had never broken his confidentiality agreement, then we wouldn't know that he had broken that he had entered a confidentiality agreement with you, and he went silent. So that's why we know for sure that there are farmers that have been sued, and they're having to sign confidential agreements.